Welcome to Draw One Last Breath Horror Podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm Butch.
I'm Jolly Paul.
Welcome to 160. Fuck that. Welcome to episode 160. On this episode, we have been to watch In a Violent Nature. In our Something to Scream About, Geordie Paul's got us a little game to play, which we're looking forward to. And he pulled out of the movie from the vault last time, Slugs from 1988. How the devil are you?
I've been doing a bit of slithering. So
when do you not do a bit of slithering? You dirty slitherer.
Nah, it's all good. Well. It's all good. I've been watching some little bits that I was told was awesome from the internet. The Oddity. I found a copy of that. Whew! What the fuck was that about? Anyone else watch it? Did anyone else watch? You did?
No.
That's a shame. Yet. Enjoy. I think you should both watch it and feedback. I mean, the internet is not wrong. I think there's some kind of big joke going on. Fucking pile of shite.
So I
don't know. It's about.
It must have been bad if you didn't like it.
It's twins. It's about twins. This bloke, his couple and his wife gets killed, and then it's like there's a weird wooden guy in it for most of it, and it's like, what the fuck is this wooden guy thing? Is he going to swallow the world? Don't know. Nothing happened. But I did watch Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile. I think I got that right. Yeah, with old Zac Efron.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, it is very good. Interesting look. Didn't know that it was just centered around the trial as such. Was I hoping for? But I've seen the tapes or whatever, so that was very cool. And I thought he did a very good job of portraying old Bundy. But yeah, that's about it. Apart from a little movie called Deadpool and Wolverine, which had lots of blood and gore in it, and lots of cameos. So enjoy. That was a good bit of fun.
I also watched Deadpool Wolverine. Thought it was very, very good. I also went and watched The Iron Claw, finally. That was brilliant. That was really.
Do you have a cry?
No, because I have a heart of stone. But it was very solemn. It was very quite. It was not as depressing as I thought it was going to be. But it was very just sad. It was, I don't know. It was just incredibly well shot, incredibly well acted. It was just very distracting seeing Zac Efron as just the biggest man in the world. I mean, Jesus. And that haircut, yeah. But no, it was brilliant. It was a really, really good film. Then I watched a couple of bits on streaming. I don't know why this suddenly popped in my head that I needed to watch these again without spoiling anything, but I went and watched Blade and Blade 2.
No idea what could have possibly made you go and watch those?
No idea, but I went and watched them and thoroughly enjoyed them. I haven't seen them in so long. Blade's amazing. But I really like Blade too. It's just
he's shrinking in his old age, isn't he?
He's definitely getting a bit skinnier, but he's not got 70, isn't he? So let's let him off. But yeah, no, them two are great films. Then I went and watched Greta. Did you guys do this for the pod back in the day?
Sounds familiar.
Chloe Grace Moretz finds an old woman's handbag, does a good deed, and this spark up friendship, and then it turns a bit crazy after that.
No, we didn't do it.
It was alright, perfect, like 5 out of 10 film, really. Didn't do anything offensive, but it was alright. And then while we were scrambling for what we were going to do this week, this came up on Shudder called Lord Misrule.
Oh, I got through about 40 minutes of it.
Well, I watched it all. 5 out of 10, I reckon. But it was just a complete rip-off of The Wicker Man.
Mm.
It was literally like a rip-off and just not done as well. And then I think I thought it was quite clever at the end, and it just wasn't. So, it was a bit of it was alright, but it wasn't great. So, and that was me.
I haven't really watched anything horror this week, I'm afraid.
Sacked. Better
Get HR on the phone.
I just haven't had time, I'm afraid.
You did manage to fit in Deadpool versus Wolverine twice, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Fair enough. You got a lot of homework the next couple of weeks, then, bitch. You need to come up with 5 new movies that you've never seen before that are all horror, and if they're shit, they're shit. Amazon's got plenty. Right then, let's get on some news.
I'm going to go first. Finally, there's going to be a lovely Arrow release of Trick or Treat.
I saw that, and I have not seen it, and I'd love to do it for this pod at some point, so I will be asking somebody to make a purchase.
Mate, I'll be, I might have to suggest it for this move from the vault, and maybe in October time would be good. Which is, I believe it's coming out around that time as well. But yeah,
perfect.
I'm really glad. Really, it deserves it. It's coming out in a 4K release as well, so it absolutely deserves it.
I've got a bit of news. Wow, something that's just popped up on Netflix. We talked about it quite a few times, I think. Black and white version of Godzilla -1 is now on Netflix to watch. So
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I will be rushing out to go and watch that bad boy. I kind of love. There's a particular scene that I want to see in black and white. I mean, the whole thing's fucking incredible. Yeah, so go check that one out. What you got, Paul?
Oh, I've got quite a bit, to be honest, guys. Did you see the Duffer Brothers? Obviously, Stranger Things is filming at the moment, but they've announced their next project after Stranger Things for Netflix. They're going to work with the showrunner Haley Boston, who's done a couple of bits and bobs, but this one is going to be a psychological horror series set around a wedding, and it's called Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen. I think it's based on a book, but so it looks quite intriguing. So yeah.
Ooh,
watch this space. So probably a few years away, but like still, it's good to know they're staying in the horror genre.
Terrifier 3.
Everyone
see the teaser?
Yep.
Yes.
That whet your appetite a little bit?
Oh, well, It's a Wonderful Life, it isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Can't wait for that. On that as well, did you see the new Pop Funkos that have released of Art the Clown?
Are they officially out now?
They pretty much are hitting people, yeah. Yeah. So they look cool, to be fair. Very cool.
One on the bike, I think.
Cool.
You see any of the San Diego pops that sort of came out?
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with them, to be honest. I didn't think there was any that were... There's a lot of anime in there, which I don't think
there's a jumbo screen ghost space.
Cool.
That I saw. So that looked pretty cool. A couple of Slimers as well. Slimers with a hot dog. I haven't seen that one before.
Talking of Ghostbusters, did you see the Mad Balls exclusives that were announced at San Diego Con?
Fuck, no, I missed that.
So 5 years after the third season arrived on Netflix, the team behind Toys That Made Us has announced the 4th and 5th season of the nostalgic series. So seasons 4 and 5 episodes revealed during Comic-Con and Saturday, and they include Ghostbusters, Hot Wheels, fast food toys, Pokemon, Polly Pocket, Nerf, and Mad Balls, My Pet Monster. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool. I love Mad Ball. I bought you a Mad Ball, didn't I? I bought you a Predator Mad Ball.
You did.
Any more? Or any more?
Did you see the Terminator Zero trailer?
Yes. Looks pretty crazy.
Is that the anime?
Yeah, the new anime show. It looks amazing.
I haven't caught that yet.
Give it a watch, mate. It looks really, really good. I'm not the world's biggest anime fan, but this one looks quite violent, and looks quite good. I'll definitely be checking that out. I have got a few more bits, like if you just want.
Go for it. Go your boots.
Dexter. I speak to San Diego Comic-Con. Dexter. So there was a prequel series. Well, the prequel series made it's coming out soon about like his sort of Dexter as a teenager and how he gets his code and stuff. But actually at Comic-Con, Michael C. Hall came out and they're doing another season of Dexter called Dexter Resurrection. Now, I don't know if you've caught the last season.
I haven't caught any. I've never
watched it.
What?
You've never seen Dexter?
I never watched Dexter.
No, I never did either.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God, you heathens! I love Dexter. It's amazing. But I got very excited anyway. And I actually quite like the new show. I'm just wondering how they're going to do it because no spoilers, but it's called Resurrection for a reason. But yeah, anyway, that excited me. We've seen Shaun of the Dead is getting released in limited cinemas in August for its 20th anniversary.
I think I've seen that film so many times because it's like on ITV2 like 70 times a year. And whenever I catch it, I just watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go to the cinema, to be fair.
Well, I might drag you along for a laugh. We might have a lads' night.
Then, apologies if you mentioned it, I've missed this, guys, but, so obviously 28 years later, we're all very excited for it. I am very, very excited for it. But it just got announced that the sequel to 28 years later will begin shooting later this year. So what I didn't realise is the 28 years later is at film 1 in like a new trilogy of films. The next one is going to be called The Bone Temple, and it's directed by Nia DaCosta, who did the Candyman reboot.
Ooh.
So
is Danny Boyle like overseeing everything? Is he like on a producer and stuff? Okay.
Yeah, so Danny Boyle is still producing, but he's going to direct the next one, and then the one after he's sort of passing the reins to it. So it's basically 28 years later is the start of a new trilogy, which we've never talked about that, have we?
No, but I don't really know how I feel about that at the moment.
Well, no, we'll wait to see 28 years before you pass judgment, I suppose. But I just thought it was interesting to see who's directing it as well, because obviously that Candyman film was amazing.
Well, talking about zombie things, obviously Daryl Dixon is on Sky or wherever it is out. It's out on Now TV imminently.
Yeah, well, the new series is about to drop, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Book of Carol.
The Book of Carol, but there's one thing.
Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol.
Is that what it's called? Okay, he's in France and stuff.
Yeah, well, no, the second series is called The Book of Carol. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just hop on a boat over to France. Don't worry about it. Yeah, then, guys, the last bit of news. Our good friend John of Alley Cat Graphics has released another of his infamous VHS collections, and this one's pretty special. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh. It's got an amazing Leatherface pin, and it's got obviously usual goodies that you expect, stickers and cards and all sorts of beautifulness. So please go onto Instagram and or alleycatgraphics.com and check it out, because it is amazing. And I believe he's got a couple left, so don't sleep on it, because once they're gone, they are gone. And obviously we've got previous ones. Obviously, still, I think the Jaws one's still my favourite pin badge I've got. So yeah, it's incredible. So well done, John, and hurry up and send mine.
Yeah, I saw he's distributing them. So most of the stuff that's in there is paper, right? In some form or another. So somehow I've managed to persuade my wife that it's paper for our anniversary. So that's going to be my anniversary present.
I thought you'd just roll up the sun and just twat you over the head with it.
Nah, she did the Sunday Times for that, mate. Wallop.
Sorry. I mean, I was going to go to Daily Sport, but I thought I'd just give you the bottom of the rung.
I just meant because it was bigger. So. Not because of the hoity-toityness. Right, good. Is that all the news? Because that is a good way to end on it. Let's get on to our main review.
don't get too hung up on reason. They just keep killing.
So, we've been to the cinema to watch In a Violent Nature, Certificate 18, and here's the synopsis. When a locket is removed from a collapsed fire tower in the woods that entombs the rotting corpse of Johnny, a vengeful spirit, spurred on by the horrific 70-year-old crime, his body is resurrected and becomes hell-bent on retrieving it. Dun dun dun! So me and B-Man got to see this as an event at Cineworld. It was what was it called? Limited
Screaming.
Secret Screaming, that was it. So we were going in there thinking, what could it be? It could be a number of many different things that was on the horizon. But I think we both pretty much guessed it was going to be this in the end, didn't we?
Yeah, this was sort of like the biggest one that was pointed. Well, this is the one I hoped it would be, because I didn't know when I was going to get the opportunity. And then lo and behold, it came out for a general release a week later. So, but yeah, glad for that, because this one pulled at all sorts of my strings. This was awesome. This is one of my favourites so far this year. It was because of how different it was. I loved the cinematography of it all. I loved the way it nodded to so many other movies that come before it, and the way that it sort of like built. I'd like to say it's built its own on the sort of shoulders of giants. It sort of it just created its own thing. I think that's important to say. Even though they're sort of similar, it really did create its own thing, and I really fucking got on with it. Even though I know a lot of people thought that it was a bit slow, I love the slowness of it, because when you got those moments, it's well worth it.
Geordie Paul?
Right, so I enjoyed it. I didn't love it though. And I've been wrestling with it, because I only watched this yesterday, guys, right? And there are some incredible bits in it. There are some unbelievable bits, which I'm 100% will talk about. But you know me, I quite like high concept stuff, and I quite like stuff outside the box. I don't know, right, if this fully worked as a concept. And I'll go through the reasons why they're there. But I just don't know if it really worked as a feature-length film. Because I just kept thinking, this should be a short. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts. Right?
I'm kind of on the fence a little bit. I came out of it kind of thinking that certain bits was really good. Like, we'll talk about the kills in a bit, which I think is the biggest thing for me that was kind of like, wow, it's probably got one of the most shocking kills I've seen this year so far, which is definitely going to be up there. However, the thing that let it down for me was the fact that there were some bits that could have been edited down a little bit, and I get what they were going for, but there were certain bits that just could have been shaved 30 seconds off here, a minute there, just to tighten it a little bit more. However, I did enjoy it.
See, I'm firmly in the camp of, like, the more I thought about this, the more I liked it, because it is different, and those bits that were like 30 seconds, and you're right, were probably in the normal circumstances would definitely be 30 seconds too long, here and there. But just him ambling through the woods, I could watch that again and again, because we've had it so much from the other point of view. I mean, where we've got the sort of kids around the fire, or the kids in the cabin, blah, blah, blah. And we've got that. That's fine. That's entertaining. But what is that douchebag doing out in the, whilst all this is going on? This is it. And, it's almost that Red Dead Redemption, imagine the Friday the 13th game, all those sort of computer games tied into one, where it's just like trot, trot, trot to, collective. And I don't know, for me, who likes to watch computer games, not play them. So I really got on with this. I could just watch him stomping through the woods and just doing his stupid little thing, like, over and over again. I just really fucking thought it was funny.
Don't get me wrong, I don't think that's not the problem. It's just that it got a bit boring when it was just like a 4-minute trudge through the woods. I just think like it just didn't need it. Just didn't need it. It didn't add to any tension for me at all. But other things I really liked about it. It's really interesting kind of like concept completely. Because like you said, we've had it from like the other characters' perspectives, and this is solely like obviously a POV of the killer from the very start, pretty much till the last probably 15 minutes, and then it kind of like spoilers.
Then it's sort of like
we're going to talk spoilers in this episode,
and then credit scene that went wrong a little bit, but but it is that sort of computer character who's going around collecting trinkets to sort of like move on to the next mission and killing people along the way in as insane way as he could find. Come on then, Paul, let's hear your gripes. You didn't love it, but you sort of liked it.
So again, it sets its stall out very quickly. You're following this killer. It sets the walking out. And I actually quite liked the bits where, I thought it was edited really, really well. Because if you noticed, when he was walking, he obviously from behind, and then it sort of cuts to like different times of the day as he's getting through the forest, or like, it jumps a bit. But did you notice that they never broke stride in the sound when they did that?
Mm.
It wasn't like he was on a different foot. They edited it so it was like continuous noise, as if you're literally still following him. And I thought that was really clever. I did. I was like, oh, well, But like Matt said, once I've watched him walk for 4 minutes, I kind of don't really need to do it anymore. Now, and they introduced a lot of different camera angles to mix it up, which is cool. But there was like, then they returned to that. Oh, I'm behind him again. And that's what I'm saying as a concept, right? It's, we haven't seen a film from the point of view of a killer. But perhaps there's a reason for that. So part of the reason you get scared in horror films is because you fear for the people that you sort of have been introduced to and what situation they're in. And I just felt obviously they were just faceless people who just died. I know there was a bit where he's watching on a campfire and stuff and you get a little insights into their life, but there was no like, jeopardy, like there was no sort of like, investment in them characters.
I was invested in him.
Yeah, but
I
again,
thought, you wankers for stealing his locket. Go get them. Go kill the fuck out of all of them. That's all I thought.
To be honest, I wanted every single one of the characters that want him to die. So maybe it's supposed to do that. Maybe it's supposed, because I'm bored of seeing these tropes in the films now. We've seen it all. Like, go carnage on him. I wish he'd gone more carnage.
Go carnage on them. So, hell-bent on getting your medallion back, but I'm just going to have a little detour to the two girls next to the pool.
Oh, that was genius, though. I mean...
Look, the kills were brilliant. Like, guys, honestly, I was watching thinking, do you think they just thought, what's the best way we can kill somebody in a horror film ever? And then they came up with it and went, right, let's build a horror film around this kill.
There were several moments that were good, not just the main one, which I think we're all talking about.
I know, but we've seen similar kills like that. I'm saying the uniqueness of that one was phenomenal. I was just like, what the hell? But I don't know. I mean, they did like the characters didn't do it out of maliceness. They just found, if you were in the woods, right, and you found a locket, you'd take it, wouldn't you?
No.
Well,
not anymore.
All right. Yeah, maybe, because I wouldn't want a flesh eater or a psychopath on the ground and kill me.
I even liked it when he went to the camp and sort of just like the camera sort of that flipped that round, so you sort of you hear them in the distance chattering, and then it sort of flipped, and you can see him in the back. He's like, how can you not notice this big fucking guy? And then it switches, and then he moves, and he's going around the camp, and he has to pick up a weapon, and he has to go around the other side, and it just distracts him, and then I'm going to go in, I'm going to kill this person. It's just so matter of fact. I just love the matter of factness of it all. Doesn't change his pace, doesn't change his effort level. It's just one level of effort. Yeah.
Yeah, but just infinitely easy to get away from, though.
Well, it is in every bloody movie, though. I mean, this is every Friday the 13th and stuff.
But that's the thing. It's a difference. Obviously, heavily influenced by Friday the 13th, yeah? Essentially, he's Jason, isn't he? Right? So, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying about the concept is that because in normal horror films you don't see the bad guy, he can be anywhere, right? This one, you're like, well, he's down the road, and don't worry about it because it'll take 20 minutes to get there. I don't know. Look, and I'm not poo-pooing this, lads. I'm really not. I'm not. I'm just saying why it kind of in bits it annoyed me, and like the park ranger. So he's like. The park ranger, and I'm getting a bit ahead here, who decides to explain the whole bloody shebang as he's walking towards them, just so the audience goes, I know what's going on now.
The funniest thing about that is that pivotal moment where he's explaining the story. Paul went to the toilet.
I didn't need to know it.
That whole bit.
I didn't need to know it.
Brilliant. Yeah, but it was like, we'll have to chuck something in here now. And like, yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So, should we discuss the kills or
just before we do? I just want to mention. Do you think they like wrote this as a Friday the 13th script, and then they were like, it didn't get past. They're like, sod it, let's just call it our own thing, because it is almost like a Friday. It's like it's got a lake. It's got it's got everything that Friday the 13th have.
But I can imagine like us three having a similar conversation around like a couple of beers going, let's think of the most inventive kill you can think of, right? And someone's went, blah, 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 and they went, oh my God, that's incredible. Where'd you come up with that? And it's like, I really thought it'd be cool if like Jason did this, and then go, and then it evolves from there. That's how I feel this film was born. And I could be completely wrong, but it just, for me, I think it just centered around that, and then it sort of bled out from there.
Okay, let's talk kills.
Well, we got the kill count's not bad. I think it's coming up to 10. Maybe. I mean, we got the miserable old shit that we listened to, at the start.
That was the other thing as well. I realised why they did it, but he's like miles away, and you can hear the conversations if it's like in his ears. If you can do it from the point of view of the killer, it's like you hear noise, but you can't work out what they're saying as if you got headphones on. Like
you don't know what happens when you're dead.
You get superpowers.
Well, there you go then.
I mean, we are talking about a supernatural guy that wakes up dead.
All right, lads. Okay, I know. Sorry.
Maybe he's woken up with supersonic hearing.
But yeah, we get that bit of exposition with the trap, and then the guy falls in his own trap, which was quite a nice start. But the camp kills are fantastic. The one that it's the yoga kill is obviously the pinnacle of this movie. I describe it for us, please.
So she's obviously doing yoga on the edge of a cliff, and she sort of can go nowhere. Although, if that was me, I'd be trying to roll down that cliff, because it wasn't a sheer drop, it was a bit of a ramp. But she kind of takes her time and stands, and then he just lobs a meat hook through her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right through her chest.
Yeah, the arm goes through as well.
But it's like she's facing forwards, he's behind her. So the hook goes in her, and then he kind of bends her backwards for her own torso. Basically. Yeah, well, no,
she turns around then, doesn't she? She kind of looks at him, and then he
just pulls her
head.
Yeah.
And then turns around, and then just,
through the hole he made before.
Yeah, because it's two meat hooks on a chain, isn't it? He's got, so he's basically pulling one end of the meat hook, which pulls her head down through her own stomach and out the back. I mean, it's brutal.
Because I think it's mental, because I didn't expect it, because there wasn't a kill that crazy until that point. It was
they were all pretty standard, weren't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's when I looked at Paul in the cinema, and I was just like, we looked at each other and was like, what the fuck?
It was kind of up there with Terrifier, with the old cut in half one, wasn't it? Where you're like, Jesus, have they done that?
Let's not go there, mate. That's just something different, that is. You can't touch that.
I did think we were going to get a hook in the puss, though. I was like, oh, please, just for Butch.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's like, for me, I was like, that's probably the kill of the year so far. But you never know. We could see Terrifier 3. And I think that's going to set the bar.
I mean, I don't know. This would be up there just for pure. I expect a lot from that movie, so they'd be kind of interested to see how they can just explode your imagination. I'm sure he's going to do it, but this was just out of nowhere and out of context, and it was fucking, perfect. Perfect moment as well, and perfect, like, little satire as well. So, yeah, just on point. And he goes through the rest of them really pretty much, doesn't he? Like, throwing hatchets and...
I like that bit where he chucked the axe and you're like, where's that landed? And he just literally, it's the top-down view of him. And he just walks up and he's like, oh, shit. He's quite good at throwing axes as well.
Did he pull an arm off as well?
Yeah, he pulls the first guy's arm off. It's off screen, though. Because as he walks past, I quite like that bit. As he walks past, you see him and he's like punched his eyes out. And then his arm's on the top of the sort of outside the house. Yeah, because he thinks he's going to get his medallion back, but it's not. That one just says "number 1, motherfucker."
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I just thought that the lore explaining of it, how his dad, he was a slow child because you're not allowed to say the R word anymore, which they dance around at the campsite. That's quite good, isn't it? But yeah, so
basically they just took the storyline from Hatchet. So,
yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, there was all that. It wasn't like an original sort of setup, but it's the way it was shot, and like I said, the brutality of the kills. But I kind of just thought it ran out of steam. That's why I said if it was half an hour and you got all them kills in half an hour, which you could have had 100%. I just thought it would have been really cool.
What's really funny is at the end with Chris, who's traipsing through the woods away, we get that moment which traditional. He never appears, and we're like, you're waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like it shows you like
that
the
was
smell
so
of flies.
strange.
It was such a weird thing to sort of throw in there because you're like, any minute now he's going to jump through on the roof. Is he going to be in front of the car? Is he already hiding in the truck?
I didn't think that. I thought that the woman was going to be connected to him. I thought she was gonna go home and he'd be sat there or something, or she was something to do with it. I just didn't trust her. And the way the whole script was wrote and how she was talking, I was like, something's not right about this woman. But yeah, that ending was so strange.
Do you think they did they introduced that woman to try and like mess with you a bit? Because I was for sure she had something to do with it. She was going to pull like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. Or
yeah.
Do you think they did it like as in a Friday the 13th in orders? Because I was like, that's his mother.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I thought, oh my God, you're going to get like, she cleans up his mess or something, or she waits for every year, or she puts the medallion out so someone steals it, or there's going to be something so she can like see our son one more time or something.
But literally there's nothing.
Nah. And it went on and on. Like, she had this massive monologue about her son in the army and stuff, and I was like, all right, okay. But nothing happened. Do you know what? You know when you saw the back shot when Chrissy comes out of the woods and she's stood on the road and she's just stood there for about 20 seconds?
Because she has a look at her leg, doesn't she?
Yeah, I thought what was going to happen there, I was like, oh, here we go. I thought she was going to, like, look up, right? And obviously you can't see round her. And then she was just going to start walking towards the camera. And as she walks towards the camera, you see him in the distance walking towards her. And she's almost like, oh, Christ, I need to get away. And you're right, all the through the truck, I thought he's in the back of that truck. And when there was that right close-up right at the end of her face, I thought she's going to move and he's going to be behind her and then it's going to finish. But it just didn't happen.
Very weird.
It was a long ending without him in it.
But we know there's a sequel, so I'm sure she's in it, and I'm sure she just gets, she's going to be at the pivot.
So do you reckon I'll just pick up from the hospital and carry on?
Yeah. Like in The Descent.
Do you know what they should drop? They should do like a Jason Takes Manhattan or something with them and just put them on a cruise ship or something. Just completely take it over, just put them in the city. And he's gone on the rampage.
It made, it's an independent. It made a bit of money. It was a Shudder movie that they put onto the cinema, which is quite interesting.
But it wasn't a Shudder movie, was it? Because we didn't get it.
Well, no, but it's distributed by Shudder.
Yeah. It comes out in September on Shudder. 13th of September, I think.
So, it's made a nice bit of bank, and I'm sure that,
100% worth a watch.
Yeah. It really is. It's one of the ones that have just like I was really looking forward to. Had a really good, like similar with Long Legs and stuff. Had a really good marketing bit behind it. Go on.
Sorry, can I just ask you a question? Will you sit and watch that again?
Yeah.
Right, hang on. So, will you sit and watch that and fast forward to the kills, or will you sit and watch it?
I'll quite happily watch it all again.
Yeah. Okay.
I love I really got on with the pacing of it. I that really worked for me. It's just something completely different. I quite happily have those moments where he's just fucking wandering around. Loved it.
Because it's such from obviously we did Hatchet in the last episode, which is like
a million miles an hour.
Exactly. And it gets on with it, and the kills are brutal, and it's like, oh Jesus. Whereas, and like I said, I really love when they do things different. You know, you guys know it's a gripe of mine of just formulate shit. I hate it, but I don't know. I just think for me it just didn't really work as a concept. That's all. And I was good because I was like, oh, I really want to love this, but I don't.
Well, maybe you'll get that in the next one just for you. They just start, point of view, but it'll be like, it just kill everyone every 2 seconds.
Yeah, but I do.
But I doubt it. But there you go. In a Violent Nature. Canadian. Like that. How are you rating this bad boy then?
Well, I'll go first because I'm probably going to give it the lowest score, but I'm going to give it a 7.
It's not low. That's quite good.
No, I didn't hate it, guys. I didn't. I just didn't love it. It's similar to Maxine. I didn't hate it, and it's got some very, very, very good bits in it.
You want to change your tone then, Sunshine?
I don't know. I just wanted a bit more. Like I said, in places I found myself like just getting really annoyed.
Matt?
I'd probably go same with that. 7. I'll go 7. Maybe it might go to an 8 if I watch it again, maybe.
Yeah, it's an 8 for me going on 9. Definitely. Really, really like this one. Really got on board with it. It would be interesting to see. I mean, there's a lot going on this year, let's be honest with you. So for it to fight for it, I could fight for it to be in the top 10 for the year. We'll see, but because there's a lot of contenders already. And we've got Fright Fest, so who knows what's going to happen there. But yeah, enjoyed that. So yeah, that's, roughly about a 7 out of 10. I'll be happy with that. It's not bad. In a Violent Nature, and we'll get a sequel to that hopefully next year. Grand. Next movie we'll be doing for the podcast, I believe, is M. Night Shyamalan.
Trap.
With Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett.
He's back.
Yeah, looking forward to that. All right, let's get on to our something to scream about.
Quality.
Hello and welcome to the new game show brought to you by Draw One Last Breath podcast, and it is Play Your Kills Right.
Unbelievable.
I am your host, the one and only Geordie. Right, well, that's enough of that bollocks, isn't it?
Matthew Kelly.
Basically, I have designed a game. I have designed my very own game, and it's basically play your cards right, but just play your kills right instead. So please don't sue me, whoever made that. So guys, I have body counts of famous horror villains. Okay? And basically all I need you to do is go higher or lower. I have 2 sets. I have A and B. So who wants to go first and pick?
Go on, Butch, you can pick.
I'll go for B for Butcher.
B for Butcher. Okay, so Butcher, you're going first then. So basically, you get a point for everyone you get right, okay? And all you've got to do is go higher or lower. All right?
Good game.
Good game.
To say you know. So yeah. Are you ready?
Yep.
Are we all good? Right, so I'll use the same starting point for you both, okay? Just in the interest of fairness. But yeah, so we'll go. So in whoever shouts out nearest the answer, I'll see if it gets a bonus point for getting the base one right. So you can both have a guess. So the first one is Candyman. So that's across all Candyman films. What's the body count?
Including remakes.
Yeah, across all films.
So I've got to guess the number to start with.
Just guess the number for a little bonus point, Paul, and I'll tell you.
28.
What?
16.
Oh! Well, I can tell you, Matt is the closest, and it's actually 15.
Oh, low body count for Candyman.
Yeah.
But then that's more of a political statement movie, really. Should have really kept that one
right.
away.
So, Matt gets a little bonus point there. So, come on, Butch. You're behind already. You've got a lot of work to do here. So, set B. So, Candyman's 15. So, higher or lower for Chucky?
I mean, including the TV series.
No, this is just the films. Oh, no, sorry. This is just the films. This is the films.
Lower.
You're saying lower than 15, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good start.
He's got like
so the body
7 or 8
count for
films.
That's
Chucky
right, he's got more movies, isn't he?
is 47.
Oh, shit balls. Okay.
Okay, so
now is it higher than lower than that?
higher than lower than 47. So our next one is Jason Voorhees.
Higher.
Higher. So our survey says, yay! So yes,
Okay.
Jason Voorhees has a body count of 170. Now, can I just say, I got these from a couple of different websites, and there was a couple of different answers, but I just picked which one sounded right. So don't at me, anybody on social media, if I've got these wrong. But yeah, so Jason Voorhees is 170. So well done, Butch. You get a point. Next one is the one and only Pinhead.
That's lower.
Are we higher or lower than 170?
I mean, there's 11 movies though. Lower.
Lower.
Fuck off.
So, Pinhead has a body count of unbelievably 321.
I should have known that third one. He was bloody in the disco. How many people died in that?
He kills over 200 people in that disco.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. He is massively in the lead with this. So, okay then. So, from Pinhead 321, we go to the Leprechaun.
Lower.
Yay! So the Leprechaun is 52, which I think is quite a lot considering there's only, 5 films?
6?
6 films?
There's a leprechaun in space.
Ah, right, well. Okay, so we're moving on from the Leprechaun, we go to the one and only Victor Crowley. Is it higher or lower than Leprechaun?
There's not been as many. 5. Oh, God. Higher.
Is the right answer. Victor Crowley's body count is 64.
Quite close. Okay.
Nice one, well done. Higher or lower? Oh no, I've done one twice. I'm going to screw this up. Right, sorry, I'll skip past that. Right, higher or lower? Michael Myers, hang on the original timeline.
What does that mean?
Films 1 and 2 and 4 and 6.
Lower.
You saying lower than Victor Crowley, 64?
Yeah.
Is the wrong answer. Michael Myers in the original timeline's body count is 72.
He don't move that fast.
Well, neither did the guy in Advanced Nature, but he managed to get a few. Okay, now, this one's a good one, interesting one. We're moving on to a Universal classic monster here, and we're going to go for The Invisible Man. Is that higher and lower than Michael Myers?
It was lower. Are we talking about Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man?
No, we're talking about Universal Classic Monsters Invisible Man.
Lower. I don't know.
Lower. The Invisible Man is 124.
What a savage.
Apparently he derails a train, killing about 80 odd people on it.
Oh, that's a farce.
He's an animal.
He's terrible. Okay, this one isn't just one villain. It's across the movies. So we have the Invisible Man 124. Now I want the Alien movies. Now that's the Alien movies, including Prometheus and Covenant, but not including Alien vs Predator.
Higher. Because all those people that they killed in the second one has to be higher. They killed a whole bloody colony.
It is higher. It is 155. So they are more deadly than the Invisible Man. Who knew?
And all the prisoners in theory. So.
And right now, moving on from that, we have the Wolfman.
I mean, if this is a joke, right? I want to say lower. Is it one movie? Don't tell me you fucking like. Oh, I'm gonna say lower.
It is lower. It's only 23. So.
I thought you were gonna say like, you know, took out something and it rolled into a village and the whole village blew up or something like
that. No, I'm not that cruel.
Okay.
And then finally,
that's still a big number for Wolfman. That's pretty good.
Final Destination, the original film. So death, essentially.
The original movie, like the first one, or like
first
all the subsequent sequels.
No, just the first one.
And what was the number? 20? Yeah, higher, because the whole plane goes up. So yeah, higher.
It is higher. It is 292. The first Final Destination. So it's like 280 odd people basically on the plane, and then 6 people for the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Right, Butch. So at the end of that, you scored an above average 6 out of 10.
How do we know that's above average? I haven't done that yet.
Also, I want to know how many more villains you got, because that was nearly all of them.
No,
you got Freddy, mate. You think about it. Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he's going to throw Jaws in there.
You know me so well. Okay, so Matt, remember, we'll go back to Candyman. So Candyman was 15. So our first villain to go through is Leatherface. Higher or lower than Candyman?
So are we talking across the franchise?
Yes.
I'm going to go. Hang on, I'm trying to think here.
Including the latest one.
Because I've not seen the. Are you including the Next Generation one?
I'm including everything up to the reboot one. So the reboot one doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't count. Oh, I'm going to go higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
It is higher. It is 31.
Nice.
So I think
still quite modest.
If we included the reboot, though, because he kills about 30 people on that bus.
On that bus, yeah.
But that's a terrible film, so we won't include that one.
Right.
Okay, Matt. So next. So Leatherface was 31. Next is Ghostface. Are we higher or lower than Leatherface?
That's across all the films, yeah?
All the films, yeah.
Higher. It's got to be higher.
It is higher. 36. So it's only 5 more higher than Leatherface.
Oof.
So, yeah. Right. Now.
Okay.
Next one is Michael Myers, but he's on the 2018 timeline, which is the last 3. So
the last 3.
Yeah, Halloween kills and Halloween ends.
And what was the last number again, Paul?
36. Are we higher or lower?
I'm going to go higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
It is higher.
Because he kills all those firemen, doesn't he?
69.
Oh.
How many firemen does he kill?
Quite a few.
I don't know. I tell you what, though, do you know what? That isn't as high as the Michael Myers Rob Zombie ones, though. 75 people die in them 2 films.
Jeez.
Right, Matt. Next one, higher or lower? Maniac Cop.
Lower.
You saying lower?
Yeah.
First 3 films, yeah?
100%.
It is lower. And it's 56. I think it's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot, yeah. I thought it would be less than that, to be honest.
Right, Matt, that puts you on 5 points, so you've got 1 more to tie and 2 more to win.
Okay.
So, are we higher or lower? The next one's a good one. We're going Angela Baker from the Sleepaway Camp franchise. Are we higher or lower than Maniac Cop?
Lower.
It is lower by 1. It's 55.
Really?
Yeah, by 1.
Wow.
Okay, next one. Jaws. Is it higher or lower than Angela Baker?
Higher. Really?
Lower. 22.
What?
Which is, yeah.
Are you sure you got that right?
Well,
Yeah.
no, don't at me. Don't at me.
I'll reel them off if you want.
I don't know, because there's that one where he smashes that swim park, doesn't he, and kills loads of people.
A lot of people die in that. He don't die. You don't get a lot of them.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't. They get out. They seal it off, don't they? There's not a lot of people sort of.
God, how many was it again? Sorry.
22.
That's low.
Yeah.
Oh, Bruce is rubbish.
The next one is.
It's only like 5 in the first movie, right?
Yes.
Come on, next one.
Next one is good old Jigsaw.
Ooh,
Higher or lower than Jaws?
higher.
But yeah, Jigsaw's body count is 76.
Yes.
That's crazy. So well, that means Matt has won, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going and see how much he stuffs much.
Good old stuffing.
Stuffing, yes. Next one is good old Hannibal Lecter.
Ooh. Lower.
Higher or lower than Jigsaw?
Lower.
It's actually higher.
Really?
Now, I think they've counted off-screen kills of before he got caught.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the number?
It's actually 98.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think about that, mate. You know, that's his diet. You know, he's killing to eat.
Well, he should be a fatter bastard than he is then, shouldn't he?
The next one is The Thing. Higher or lower than Lecter?
It's lower. It's got to be lower.
The Thing is 21.
Yeah.
That must be across 2 films, yeah.
Must be.
And then, lastly, it is Predator, but just the original film. Is it higher or lower than 21?
The thing is, they kill a lot of people at that camp at the start. So I'm going to go higher.
Is the right answer.
Yes.
76 people die in the original Predator film, which is fucking loads, but I think it's like 50 odd in the camp, so, so alright, Matt, well that, you got 1 wrong.
Damn
But you got the bonus point at the start, so you got 10.
Woo, choo, choo.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Matt 10, Butch 6. And join us again very soon for another round of Play Your Kills Right.
Can we have the theme tune again, please, to play us out, please? Thank you. Good game, good game. Yes. Excellent.
Right, time for our movie from the vault.
It all began in a peaceful community, a place that had never known evil until now. But 20 years ago, in the stillness beneath these waters, something happened. And now, its deadly spawn has been released, coming up from the depths, out into the light. Slugs. First, they got into the water system. Now they'll get into your system.
Oh my God!
They ooze.
There's something down there that's killing people.
They slime.
We got a new dead body showing up every 10 minutes.
They kill.
We're dealing with a mutant form of slug here, a kind that eats meat.
It has 3 or 4 rows of teeth.
Don't turn on the tap. Don't go in the basement.
No! Get out!
Steer clear of the sewers. And whatever you do, don't make out while your parents aren't home. Slugs. It may be the most shocking movie you will ever see. Slugs.
Okay, so this week's movie from the vault, I went against my better judgment and picked it, and it is 1988's Slugs. So, a quick synopsis here. People are dying mysteriously and gruesomely, and nobody has a clue what the cause is. Only health worker Mike Brady has a possible solution, but his theory of killer slugs is laughed at by the authorities. Only when the body count begins to rise and a slug expert from England begins snooping around does it begin to look like Mike had the right idea after all.
Isn't he just a slug expert? I mean, I felt like I got a lot of slug information in from that movie.
Who knew slugs were so interesting?
Yeah, what a B movie. What a B movie. Obviously, you know, it's influenced quite a few. It's around the same time as Night of the Creeps, I think, and you know, we get slivers from James Gunn later on, which is, you know, basically slugs from outer space. Yeah, what a fucking B movie. Lots of blood, gore, weird little slugs eating toes. Who knows?
I thought the film was going to have more of them little slug monster face things.
Bit disappointed that there weren't more slugs with teeth, in all honesty. There was a lot of just chucking slugs into a room, really, wasn't there? And I've got to be scared of them, apparently. What a start to a movie as well, you know. We almost got a little bit of a flash. So, not quite there. There we go. Slugs.
Matt, what did you think?
Absolute, utter trash that I loved. Absolutely some of the worst acting, dubbing. I don't even know if it's supposed to be like be like that. I don't know if it's just trying to laugh at itself a bit. I don't know. The worst soundtrack ever known to man. The most it was like a TV soundtrack to like a soundtrack to something like fucking Cheers or something. But I absolutely loved the kills in this. I thought it was gory as fuck, and I thought some of the kills were brilliant and the effects were brilliant.
Matt's right. Fucking kills were great. Special effects were on point. Not sure where they got all the slugs from. Storyline was obviously ropey as balls, but you know, that's what you get from a B movie. I don't really know if it was tongue-in-cheek or not. They love taking these things too seriously. But, you know, why not a swarm of slugs?
Do you know what, lads? I genuinely think they were being serious. I think they were trying to make a really serious film. And I genuinely, because I thought mine's 100% exactly what I want to talk about. The fucking Keystone Cops. As soon as they get in the car, it's like, did it, and I was like, what is going on? Is it a comedy?
Well, it's a Spanish movie, right? So is this, do we get a dubbed version?
So no, it's not. So there's only two characters that are dubbed in the film, right? And it's because they're foreign actors. Now, they've obviously dubbed over them with like Americans or English or whatever it was. Yeah,
because the scientist slug expert has an English accent, but on IMDb, he is not an English actor.
Yeah, there was like, you know, and the guy who has fucking a horrific death in the restaurant, he was definitely not English.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the dubbing was weird, and then obviously like Renter David Hasselhoff, the main character. I think they would, but I genuinely think they were making a serious film.
But didn't it have the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra as part of the score? Or was that another movie that I was watched?
You're very random today, man.
I don't know. I fucking got on with it, but it was only an hour and a half of just joy, really. I just don't understand how there's a, you know, obviously the random sex scene that we get in there as well. There was a random kid's like teenage story running through it that we didn't really need. Where we get like the bitch and, you know, all that sort of stuff. But it's like that was completely irrelevant. Just should have concentrated on the science of it all. How do we kill a slug? Salt.
Salt?
Like slug pellets?
No, let's make a bomb. Let's make some chemical bomb. What the fuck? Just get some salt down there, lads. Yeah, I mean, look, I really liked Mr. Sewage Man. I can't even remember his name. I thought he was great. He reminded me a bit of Sean Astin in Lord of the Rings. I don't know why, I just got like Samwise vibes off him.
Is that the one with the ugly wife that was like,
yeah.
yeah, when I come back, make sure you put on something nice. And she's like, I will be here when you get back.
Yeah, I don't like you when you smell like shit. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was just proper schlocky in places, like really schlocky, but then really serious in others. But yeah, obviously the slugs have been tampered with by toxic waste that they sort of uncover, and they're just devouring everything.
May I just say as well, a lot of innocent slugs look like they actually got killed in this movie as well.
Yeah, I thought you might have brought that up with Matt's facts. I was going to say
innocent slugs are scum.
Yeah, but
you get away with insects, don't you? Or you got away with like maybe did in the past. But yeah. I mean, there wasn't much like substance to it. It was just sort of.
Nah, but if you know, as a creature feature, it sits alongside like alligator, piranha, humanoids from the deep. Humanoids of the deep.
Yeah.
Less rape.
Far, mate. Come on, rein it back a little bit.
The blob stuff, you know.
Manfish.
Manfish. It was just a good bit of fun. Like I said, was like I really want to do Sliver one day. You know, James Gunn. That was such a fucking cool movie. When I watched that, this just reminded me so much of that. But with like some really outstanding moments, like when they showed some of the deaths with the slugs crawling out of people's mouths, and you know the sort of decimation that these slow moving creatures get, because they are.
The girl's death in the bedroom.
Yeah, that's fucking mental.
Yeah, because I was thinking I was just going to roll around and put some fake blood on her, and then all of a sudden she just turns around and half her face is gone. Yeah, that was a bit naughty. And then obviously the guy was chopping his own hand off.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Burrowed under to get the slug out with a glove. Yeah. And then
The only way
that
to do
classic
it.
moment of his wife bursting in and blowing the greenhouse up.
Yeah, what happened there? That was a bit of a bungling thing. I didn't understand. I was like, how did it blow up again? Just suddenly it's like, oh my God, I've got a slug in my glove. I'm in dire pain, so I'm going to chop my hand off. Fine. Believe that. And the next thing you know, your house blows up. There's quite a beast of a kill count in this, I think. If you include the slugs.
But yeah, I was surprised how much I enjoyed it.
Mental.
Good bit of fun. Come on, there's got to be some decent Matt's facts out there.
Well, there isn't. There wasn't a lot, which was, I looked at quite a few different places and there was not a lot. It was banned in the Australian state of Queensland until the early 90s when the Queensland Censorship Board was disbanded. But I mean, you can see probably why it was banned. It's quite violent and racy sex scenes as well. The movie was chosen to be part of the famous German Die Schlechtenstein film Aller Zeiten 2003 series. It was aired in August 2018 on German TV station Tele 5. Is a German abbreviation, and Schladspaz is a German abbreviation that means the worst film ever. In that series, two hosts present the whole film and make fun of it throughout the movie. The first and only film based on a novel by splatterpunk horror writer Sean Hudson, who's English. Hudson admitted to being so unhappy and embarrassed by this film that he never allowed another film to be based on any of his work, remarking on his website, "Do yourselves a favour and don't bother watching it. It's awful. Through recent years, Hudson has grown a soft spot for it and considers it now a guilty pleasure. This was the final film of Silvana Mangano, and it had a kill count of 12, including the Slugs, 10,012.
It's up there like Arachnophobia.
We didn't even mention the sheriff, who was a complete tosspot.
He apologised in the end, though.
Oh, yeah, it was a grand, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, it was just funny. Just go and watch it, bit of fun, add it to your creature feature list and get it on. Not too much to talk about, though, is there, really? Apart from it's because it's slugs killing people, so...
That's what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Obs. A decent score. I'll give it a 7.
I'd say 7.
I'm going to go 6.
That's nice. That's a nice score for that. Lovely job. Well done, Slugs from 1988.
Maybe I should pick more shit films.
Yeah, all day. More creature features.
Talking of shit films, it's Butcher's turn.
Wow, because I feel like I got treated a bit with watching a nice B movie, so I'm going to go down the arty route. I'm going to pick something from the 70s, I think, and try and get a little movie called Driller Killer.
The arty route? Jesus Christ, Paul.
It's about as arty as that.
Something like Giallo or something. Is that Driller Killer? Oh, well, it's very.
Driller. I'm pretty sure you'll find that Driller Killer sits in the Giallo genre. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, all right. Okay.
I look forward to pulling this bad boy apart.
Yay!
Right up your street, Paul. You seen it before?
No.
Look forward to it then. You don't know what you're talking about. Just look out for lots of whiskey. And red.
Good year.
I'll need lots of whiskey to watch it, I think. So,
was it?
Yeah.
1976 or something?
No. A good year, 1979.
Oh, very good year. So.
Very good year. A good Beaujolais.
Not as good as 1982, boys. That was the vintage year.
Mate, honestly, enjoy. Matt, you've seen this before, haven't you?
Nope.
Ooh.
Sex and nudity, moderate. Violence and gore, severe. Profanity, severe. Alcohol, drugs and smoking, moderate. Frightening and intense scenes, severe. And it was banned in the UK until 1999.
Got another ban. I was going to go for something like Killer Nun. So...
I'm glad you picked this.
Yeah, so am I.
I've still got Night Train Murders, which is absolutely foul. So, yeah, enjoy. Driller Killer. I'm looking forward to this. This is one of my early pickups. I've got a very cool little slim copy of it on DVD. I don't know where you can watch it. Didn't bother looking that up, so good luck. Alright, that's episode 160. Thanks very much for listening for all 160 episodes and hanging on and listening to us and enjoying what's going on. Here's to another 10 and another 40. Get to 200 in a couple of years, so that'll be good. On to episode 161. We'll be reviewing the movie Trap. It's a little something from Mr. Stevens for some scream about, and I've just pulled from the vault 1979 Driller Killer. There's only one more thing to say. Well, there's no more room in hell. Here's another podcast.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
You can follow us on Twitter @DrawOneLast, Instagram @DrawOneLastBreath, or pop us an email at drawnelastbreathpod@hotmail.com.